Okay, hello, good morning. This is Mr. Cool, Advanced Automotive Mechanic, and today I'm making this video in response to my viewers who were complaining that the previous videos I make about reasons why your car stalls while driving up hills, and they complain that the music is too loud for them to hear what I'm saying. So stay tuned. Okay, in this episode, I decided that I'm going to take it down to top 7 reasons why your car stalls while driving up hills. Now, something you have to understand is your car needs more energy, more power when driving up hills. And while you're driving in the freeway or driving down the valley, you will notice, if suppose these factors which I'm about to name are actually bad, but as soon as you get up the hills, you will find out mostly that most big trucks and some other cars do have issues. You see them get stuck on the hill because that is where a lot of the components in the car system comes to be put to their maximum test, and those tests, the ones that couldn't be able to perform up to its optimum capability, it will start failing, and that is when you start feeling your car stalling and possibly will not even move an inch and just stop you right there. So there's a lot of factors that can actually contribute to that. I want to radio it down to 7. Normally it's supposed to have been 8. Like, the first factor is no fuel, but in this case very low fuel. Then in this case vacuum leak is the number one thing you're going to be looking at. A huge vacuum leak, especially between the brake booster and the intake manifold. The vacuum leak right there can create such kind of a mess. When you're driving down the valley, no problem, but as soon as you get up the hills, when the engine started needing more power, then the car started stalling right away. And the second thing you're gonna be looking at is a bad throttle body or bad throttle position sensor. A bad throttle position sensor will not give you that kind of an issue when you're driving on a freeway, but as soon as you're on the top of the hill and almost about flooding your gas pedal, that is when you start noticing a very terrible stalling with your car. Then the third one, which I'm going to be saying here, is a bad mass airflow sensor. Bad mass airflow sensor. You know that your mass airflow sensor is the device through which your computer, like the one you're seeing right here on the screen, is a device through which your computer uses to meter the amount of air that's going inside the engine in order to measure it with the amount of fuel. One part of fuel to 14.7 part of air to create the right combustion that's supposed to move your car and generate a very decent power. So if suppose it's bad or it's losing its signal to the ECU, sometimes when you're driving on the freeway, it's just going to be showing a little bit, but as soon as you hit on the hills, it's going to be much more intense, and the car is going to surge very bad. Going to really stalls very bad. Then the number 4 is, this one doesn't apply to every car model, is mostly on automatic transmission system. If your car have a bad solenoid shifter, it won't give you a problem while you're driving on a freeway or driving down the valley, but it's going to show right up while you are driving up the hill. You're going to notice that there's going to be some kind of delay in shifting the gear, as much as your RPM is going to drop below 2000 RPMs. Even no matter how you try to hit the gas pedal, you're going to be feeling like as if you're having a low throttle response, which it's unlikely, because if suppose you have a low or poor throttle response is supposed to happen while you're driving in the freeway, but it doesn't. But right when you come right on the hill, when you're needing a lot of power to actually counter the force back effect that is pushing your car back, that is when it start acting up. So you should have that system checked up. You should have a scan tool plug into your car and look for a transmission code, especially if you're having automatic transmission car. So, and if you don't find anything, then it's time for you to go to the next one. Then the next one which you're gonna be looking at is a bad spark plug leads. A bad spark plug lead can cause intermittent shuttering and stalling, and it will come in such a way that you will never notice. I mean, you hardly notice it. Most of the times is very much easy to track it in the night, but some of it will not even show up in the night, because if suppose it's actually leaking inside and the insulation is not yet messed up, it's not gonna show. No matter how you try to hit the gas pedal hard while watching it in the night, watching the spark plug leads, it's not gonna show you anything. But where it's gonna be showing those kind of bad attributes is when you're climbing up the hill. When you're driving on the freeway, the fire that is missing is going to be so insignificant that you're not going to really feel it. But as soon as you come to the hillside where you started pushing your gas pedal, that your car started demanding for more power to climb the hill, that is when that mess will start coming right up. I've seen that on Make 4, I've seen that on Make 3 a lot. And I think the reason that is most people don't actually see those components that you need to, or parts to replace them based on the specification stated on the manufacturer's TBS. So, and when you don't do that, you should be having it right at the back of your mind that it's gonna happen someday. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna come when you don't even expect, and it might be even much more harder for you to track. Then the next one which you're gonna be looking at is a clogged fuel filter. A clogged fuel filter. A lot of people actually do change their fuel pump, but they don't so much pay attention to the fuel filter. Like if you have on the Volkswagen makes, there is inline fuel filter. All right, the inline fuel filter in Golf make is right underneath the back rear right tire, underneath the back rear right tire. So it's right there. So a lot of you guys who want to take care of your car, I don't think your mind might even go there, except if maybe there is something you're looking underneath and you come across it. So unlike Toyota that have in-tank fuel filter, right? So for Volkswagen Golf models have two filters. They have in-tank as much as inline. Toyota mostly have one that's in-tank fuel filter. I'm not talking about the other filter which you're gonna be finding inside the injector. No, those ones are in a rare occasion where when you flush your injectors, then they're gonna be fine. So, but in this case, we're talking about when your car stalls. The one that is in your injectors cannot be able to make your car to stall. So you can make it to actually vibrate, when the car is idling. So that is something you have to take note of. Then the next one which you're supposed to be looking at here is your fuel pump. When a very good fuel pump is not just about the pressure, it's also to be able to keep the pressure, not to allow the fuel to flow back into the tank, to hold the pressure for some certain time, so that when you want to start the car, you should be able to start it very fine. And a very good fuel pump is not going to give you any issue both driving down the hill or driving up the hill. But when your fuel pump becomes very weak. Driving on the freeway, you have no problem or whatsoever. It's going to be driving very fine. You're going to be revving very smoothly, like no damn thing. But suppose you decided, maybe you have some kind of you have some family and you're going out for a skate or something like that. Maybe you're going for you're trying to hang out with some friends, and maybe you have maybe like two passengers at the back seat and one at the front seat and you. So when you come up within that time, you have actually get some load to the car. So it needs more energy, it needs more power in order to be able to climb the hill. So within that time, while you're driving at the freeway, it's still not going to give you any problem, because the fuel, even at the just a low pressure, as of that very time, what you have to understand is that the car just give literally very small fuel. When the engine heats up, it just deliver very little fuel into the combustion chamber. But when it comes to the hill, with those passengers you have right there, it doesn't give less fuel, it gives more. And that is why, if you're not climbing the hill with you don't maybe drive like 80 to 100 to come and fastly climb the hill, and maybe you started slowly, maybe like 50, you're gonna notice that if it is on gear 5, the car is gonna start stalling back. All right, now when it starts stalling back, what happens? You will take it right there you shift it to the lower gear, so that a gear that have more torque, so it can be able to climb the hill. Now what happens when you take it to lower gear? You are demanding for more power. Now more power, more torque, right? More torque means more energy. More energy is going to demand for more air as much as more fuel. Now in case of the air, I'm gonna call it your air pedal, not your gas pedal. The air pedal, which is at your right, which everybody knows as your gas pedal, is the air pedal. The air pedal, you're already making demands of how much air the engine needs. Now it's up for the computer to send the right quantity of fuel by calling for fuel from the fuel pump and the fuel tank to send more fuel into the combustion chamber. So if suppose when it's making that calling for the fuel pump to send more fuel, and less fuel is sent because either there is no low power going to the fuel pump, or maybe there is a low pressure from the fuel pump. Even if you have a full tank, the low pressure in the fuel pump is still going to give a very little fuel. So now the computer is demanding for more fuel. But what is going on with the fuel pump? Because the fuel pump is worn out, is giving little fuel because of the pressure that you have. Now what is going to happen? The car will start stalling. Right there is no rocket science about that. So it's as simple as that. So that is why it is very important that when you're changing your fuel pump, I think one of the most crucial elements that you need to look out for when you're having a car that is stalling, you need to look out for your fuel delivery system, especially the filters and anything that's connected to it, the fuel rail, the pressure regulator and all that. You need to check them, you need to test them and make sure that they are intact, because anything can be the culprit. And one of the main things, one of the main components that suffocate the fuel pump to get worn out very quickly is a clogged fuel filter. So in a case of a Volkswagen Make 4, a lot of people can be very quick to change the in-tank fuel filter without knowing that there is inline fuel filter, which I said previously, that is on the right rear tire, underneath the right rear tire, beside the right rear tire of your Volkswagen, either Make 3 or Make 4, they are the same position. So you should go right there and unplug it, replace it. Normally within every 2 months, if suppose the fuel that you're using is clean, you should have it replaced. So guys, this is where I'm going to be wrapping it up. If you watch out these 7 tips which I gave right now, you should be able to solve your problem. If this helped you to fix your problem, give me a thumbs up, share with your friends, subscribe, and I hope to catch you guys later. Bye for now. This is Mr. Cool Auto Fix.